Welcome back to another video. And today I just wanted to talk about embracing the things that make you unique as a person. I feel like a lot of people in this life they try to fit in with the crowd. We were sort of programmed to fit into the crowd, and with that being said, we sort of hide away what makes us unique in a way. The things that make us stand out, we hide away. And I personally did this a lot when I was younger, right? So I live in Ireland right now, and I'm not 100% Irish. I'm half Irish and half Filipino. And I don't know if you can tell, but I look pretty Filipino. I look way more Filipino than I do Irish, right? Like I'm brown skin. I look more Asian than I do white. And, for a long time of my life, I really did not like this because a lot of my friends, they were all white. They were all most of them were all fully Irish. And with me being half Irish, I always felt sort of out of, I felt like I didn't fit in. And I really didn't fit in because I always looked different compared to everyone else. And I feel like this is something that everybody who was sort of, mixed race in a European country or a Western country, they all feel the same way. I've talked to many other people who are either, a fully different race living in a different country, or they're mixed as well, like me, and they feel the exact same way. And it's funny because I sort of neglected what made me unique as a person, which is the fact that I'm half Filipino, I sort of neglected that whole fact about myself when I was younger. And I think only recently now I've started to embrace it a lot more. And yeah, it's just the fact that I neglected it for so long and I wanted to be, 100% Irish and I didn't want to stand out almost. But the thing is, I was guaranteed to stand out, I'm not going to lie. Like there's nothing that I could do that would sort of remove the fact that I was literally a different color from everybody else. So the fact that I tried so hard to fit in when in reality that like I couldn't accept the fact that I'd always stand out is something that I feel like is a big regret of mine because now, you know, even though I am half Filipino, it feels really off sort of embracing the fact that I'm half Filipino because I spent so much of my life trying to be like 100% Irish. I don't speak, Tagalog, I don't speak that sort of language. I don't speak the language that they speak. I don't like I've forgotten a lot of the cultural aspects of being Filipino as well. And trying to get back into it, it's like a whole different process because I could have done this whole thing. I could have sort of indulged in the culture a lot more when I was younger, but I was sort of ashamed of where I came from. And I feel like we all have those sort of insecurities that we sort of hide away, but the fact that we don't embrace them is, well, it's something that I regret heavily in the past. And if you have those things that you're sort of ashamed about because it makes you sort of stand out, I'm telling you, just embrace it because sooner or later you're going to realize the things that make you unique are it's just something special in your life that you should embrace rather than neglect. And it's one of my biggest regrets because I just feel like I'm stuck in this position. I try to be 100% Irish over here, and then now I'm kind of transitioning over to being more myself, and it's a big regret of mine. But there's also more factors as well. Like I feel like I've lost a bit of touch with my Irish side of my family and everything. I'll get into that in another video, but yeah, the main topic today: just embrace what makes you different because those are the things that truly make you special and truly make you stand out. And you gotta stand out to be successful. You gotta embrace what makes you unique because if everybody was the same, then it would be a pretty boring world. So embrace what makes you different and don't neglect those things because you may want to embrace them more in the future. And if you neglect them for too long, it may be harder to do that. So, yeah, that's basically the video for today. Again, posting every single day, even if it's just sort of sit down content like this from, me yapping for a few minutes. I don't like overthinking making these videos because, like I said, it's just like, you get a sort of creative block. I like just talking, putting on the camera, yapping for a bit. And yeah, so that's the topic of the day. But I will be back tomorrow for another video. And yeah, I appreciate everybody who watches these. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow.